This time on Fliptv News, the headlines. Only those vaccinated will serve next year. Nigeria needs divine intervention over insecurity. Prominent Yoruba politician lies exposed after saying something. 3 APC politicians that ignored Tinubu and declared support for Igbo in 2023. And finally, police arrest Christ Apostolic Church pastor wife for allegedly raping 16-year-old church chorister. Good evening, I am Shijola Afolabi. You're welcome to Fliptv News. Now the news in details. The National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) says from January 2022, only fully vaccinated prospective corps members will be allowed to register to partake in the scheme. From the next orientation in the year 2022, all incoming PCMs will show evidence of vaccination before they will be allowed into the camp for registration. We want to ensure that we adhere strictly to the non-pharmaceutical safety protocols of COVID-19, the Director General, Brigadier General Shaibu Ibrahim, said on Monday in Abuja. He was addressing the 2021 Batch C stream set of corps members in a virtual meeting. Mr. Emeka Mbemena, NYSC spokesman, said in a statement that the Director General gave the directive in the face of reported cases of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus in Nigeria. Ibrahim said that the scheme would not let down its guard of ensuring strict adherence to the COVID-19 safety protocols. I commend the federal government, the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 and the National Center for Disease Control and other stakeholders for the success of the 2021 Batch C Stream 2 orientation course. Ibrahim was quoted as saying, "The Director General urged the Batch C Stream 2 set of corps members whose orientation course ends on December 14 to continue to build on the skills learned during the orientation course." Joseph Albasu Kuni, the Speaker of the Taraba State House of Assembly, has again expressed despair on the worsening insecurity across the country. Joseph Albasu Kini, the Speaker of the Taraba State House of Assembly, has begun expressed despair on the worsening insecurity across the country. He said that only divine intervention could reverse the tide, calling on Christians to rise up in union and to pray fervently for God to rescue the people from the calamity and uncertainties that have befallen the country. The call was made through his Chief of Staff, Sukuji Bukoji, at the closing ceremony of the 39th session of South Conference of United Methodist Church, UMC, which took place at Zing local government area of the state. Also calling on the people of the state to pray for peaceful transition in the state and that whosoever would emerge as the successor to the incumbent state governor, Archbishop Darius Dixon Ishaku, come next political dispensation slated for 2023, must be a man after God's heart and anointed by him. Joseph Albasu Kunini, the Speaker of the Taraba State House of Assembly, has begun and again expressed despair on the worsening insecurity across the country. The call was made through his Chief of Staff, Sukuji Bakoji, at the closing ceremony of the 39th United Methodist Church, which took place at Zing local government. Also calling on the people of the state to pray for a peaceful transition in the state and that whoever would emerge as the successor to the incumbent state governor ARC Daru Dixon Ishaku come next political dispensation. He said the worsening insecurity, rising spate of killings and kidnappings across the country have become alarming and have stretched to unprecedented dimension. Hence, only fervent prayers by Christians and well-meaning Nigerians will change the perilous situation that has befallen this nation in its checkered history. Citing some verses of the Christian Holy Book, he said, prayers by the Christians have become imperative because God has promised in Isaiah 35 verse 4, that the people should not despair but be strong and not afraid, that he would come to their rescue and punish their enemies. Joseph Avasu Kenene, the Speaker of the Taraba State House of Assembly, has expressed despair on the worsening insecurity across the country. The arrest of the Yoruba succession agitator Sunday Adeyemo, aka Sunday Igboho, had come as a shock to many of his followers and supporters. Igboho was arrested by security operatives at an airport in Cotonou, Benin Republic, along his wife Ropo, while trying to catch a flight to Germany. The Department of State Services (DSS) had on July 1 raided the residence of Igboho in Ibadan, Oyo State. The activists, alongside others, had planned to hold a Yoruba Nation rally in Lagos 2 days after the raid. The DSS raided the residence, killed 2 people, and arrested more than 10 of his associates, but Igboho escaped. The agency alleged that the Igboho was stockpiling weapons and the agitator had been on the run since the raid until his eventual arrest. Since Igboho's arrest, major groups and leaders of the Southwest have condemned the arrest, urged the Beninese government not to extradite the activists to Nigeria, given the President Muhammadu Buhari-led government's clampdown and on peace protesters and agitators. Sahara Report, however, observed that there are some groups and prominent people of Yoruba extraction, especially monarchs, who have remained silent on the issue. Former President of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, had yet to make a statement on Igboho's arrest. Despite his criticism of the insecurity in the country, Obasanjo has once said it is almost idiotic to push for Nigeria's disintegration at a period that Africa's gears towards political, social, and economic reintegration. He had noted that Nigeria's situation is impalpable, but disintegration is not the solution. Pledging the support for the One Nigeria, Obasanjo stated that the strength of the various ethnic groups in the country lies in diversity. If all that we have is the Republic of Oduduwa, for those who said so, their position is understandable. If that is all we have, members of the country will be diminished compared to be a citizen of Nigeria, citizens of Oduduwa Republic or any other republic from Nigeria, which would diminish compared to citizens of Nigeria, he argued. Former Lagos State Governor, who has been rumored in nursing the presidential ambition in 2023, agitations for the Yoruba nation, he is, however, yet to comment on Igboho's arrest. Tinubu, who had maintained a close relationship with the northern Nigeria, probably to solicit support for his presidential ambition due to their numerical strength, has said that he is for One Nigeria. As we are getting closer to the 2023 general election, many influential politicians are clamoring for one an Igbo man in the southeast region to take over from President Buhari in the next presidential election. Despite many endorsements and recent support that is given to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu for him to contest in the forthcoming election, it is interesting to know that some politicians in APC are still calling for someone in Igbo land to become the president of Nigeria. In this article, I will be sharing with you 3 prominent APC politicians that ignored Tinubu and declared support for Igbo presidency in 2023 election. An APC chieftain who is the former chief whip of the Senate, Professor Shola Adeyeye, has also said that the fairness demands that the ruling All Progressives Congress APC should zone its presidential ticket for the 2023 general elections to the southeast. The senator representing Imo West Senatorial District, Rochas Okorocha, has made it known to Nigerians that there is no justification for the APC not to zone it to the southeast, that he thinks is just fair and understanding that the power should go people in the eastern part of Nigeria. Former Senate President Ken Nnamani has urged the stakeholders in the ruling APC party to consider a candidate from the southeast zone for president in the next general elections. He said, if you are talking about zoning, southeast deserves to be considered equally, because if we talk of true Nigerians, those in the southeast are true Nigerians. The Nigerian politics, the people in the eastern region should know power is not given but earned by the Nigerians voting their candidate in the presidential seat. In my opinion, the southeast region needs to come together as one and show with their actions that they believe in Nigeria for them to be considered the presidency. Men of the Ogun State Police Command have arrested a Pastor Taiwo of the Christ Apostolic Bible Church, Alaja Oke Saje, Abeokuta, for allegedly defiling a 16-year-old chorister in his church. The police arrested his wife, Elizabeth Taiwo, for allegedly conniving with him by shutting the door in the victim during the act. The State Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Abimbola Oyeyemi, in the statement on Sunday, said the pastor and his wife were arrested on Friday following a complaint lodged by the victims at the Underton Divisional Police Headquarters. He explained that the choir member told the police that the pastor's wife instructed her to meet her husband in their room to run an errand. Oyeyemi explained that the victim said the pastor's wife locked the door from the outside shortly after he entered the room, after which the pastor overpowered and forcefully had sex with her. The PPRO said she explained further that the pastor's wife later came in after her husband had satisfied him and met her crying. She was a woman. She then warned her never to tell anybody or else she would die. Upon the report, the DPO, Adeton Division, SP Salahuddin Abiodun, quickly detailed his detectives to the scene where the randy pastor and his wife were promptly apprehended. Men of the Ogun State Police Command have arrested a pastor, Pastor Taiwo of the Christ Apostolic Bible Church, Alaja Okisaje, Abeokuta. The State Police Relations Officer, DSP Abimbola Oyeyemi, in a statement on Sunday, said the pastor and his wife were arrested on Friday following a complaint lodged by the victim at the Adarton Divisional Police Headquarters. Oyeyemi said the Commissioner of Police, Lanre Bankole, had ordered the transfer of the suspects to the Anti-Human Trafficking and Child Labor Unit of the State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department for further investigation. For more news and updates, please stay tuned to Fliptv News. I am Shijola Folabi. Have a good evening.